non-time and non-space. Heaven letter number 4991. July 25, 2014. To your heart and mind, everything has a beginning and an end. Not so. Yet this is how you perceive. You perceive that life has a beginning and an end. You perceive that there is a passage of time, and the passage of time, the sands of time, as a soap opera might say, run through your fingers. Somehow you began, and somehow you end, and that is an alas to you. Time seems to exist. It takes up quite a bit of your daily life. You try to schedule time, yet it schedules you. Eternity and infinity never run out. Of course, with a belief in time, you might not have a handle on eternity and infinity which, shall we say, exist out of the sphere of time and have nothing to do with it. Eternity and infinity are non-time. They are non-timeable. They are immeasurable. Time, non-time and non-space as you see it, runs back and forth and here and there all over. Time has tenses, and you also have a sense of time, and a sense that time is running out. You turn time over, and it becomes space, and you may even think that the world is running out of space. It would seem that you live in illusion or disillusion. Without illusion, how could you be disillusioned? Eternity and infinity are not illusions. If time and space do not exist, what does then? To answer this question in alignment with time as you know it, we might say that synchronicity exists. Simultaneity exists. Certainly, if you could countenance that time does not exist, there would be no past or future or even the well-touted present, so to speak. Without the acceptance of time which, in the world, stares you in the face, time words would not exist. Space words would not exist. Non-time and non-space seem very foggy to you. It is hard to get your hands around them. If there were no time or space, what would there be, you wonder? What would you do without the words when and where, and up and down and all that? You fear you would be thrown off balance. You would feel thrown out of most of your life on earth as it is, and, yes, of course, you would be. You might feel evicted, the ground taken out from under you. The truth is that you are timeless and spaceless. There are no interruptions to life. No breaks in it. You would be established, however. You would be established in a different realm, and, if there were language as in the world, it would be a different language. However, language comes from thought, and, without the limits of time and space, language would come from deeper than thought. There would be a more resounding transference of understanding that goes beyond the understanding of the mind. It is more like that everything would be known. We could say that everything would be shared, something like the way a sunrise and a sunset are shared. They just are there. No one really has to point to them or explain them. Now we come to beingness and the oneness of beingness. Oneness is not a free-for-all. A free-for-all in English means a melee, a fight, a randomness, a lack of coherence. Oneness is coherence. Oneness could be compared to a laser in contrast to a 10-watt bulb. After that being said, how can I call you my onenesses? Only to draw you in, can I? Only to draw in the multitude who do not yet quite grasp oneness, cannot get their hands around it, and that is virtually everyone, including you. This is how it is. Well, of course, this is the human condition. This sense of division is the human condition, and, yet, it is not the truth. There is one pool of love, and one swims in it, and so is the continuum of life which you, regardless of how you perceive yourself, ride on. Channeled by Gloria Wendroff. heavenletters.org